Hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. This is a good friend, actually student, Abenev, soon to be an associate of my business, coach and trainer, Abenev. His last name is Kumar. Love that name.
How's it going, everybody?
Okay, so, excuse me. We're going to start out this video with like the last one with boxing gloves. A lot of people didn't know that I was a fighter, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, state champion, national champion, wrestled, did a lot of different things, studied martial arts since I was 4 years old. And I was extremely lucky to be trained and to have the cut man, Jacob Stitch Duran. I think a lot of the fighters now don't realize he was actually a coach for years, and he fought and trained in Thailand. And we started school. He started it. I was one of his trainers, called American School of Kickboxing. We did very great the first 2 years. Where all of our fighters were undefeated. And I guess what I'm trying to say, I was extremely lucky to have him because he was a cut man, and when he would wrap your hands, man, literally it's like a brick, and you walked into a fight like, I'm going to tear this guy's head off. And I can tell you, I was a state champion of boxing years before, and when I got to him and he wrapped my hands like that, every single fight, man, I went in there and I was like, I'm going to take this guy's head off. And you hear a lot of these fighters in the UFC talk about, man, when he wraps your hands, it feels like he punched through a brick wall, and it does. So I was very fortunate, extremely lucky to fight for him for about 2.5, 3 years until he got his call to go to Vegas, and eventually he went into the UFC. So, what is today's session about? Do you remember?
Being yourself.
All right, now, hold on. What in the hell does that really mean? Okay. A lot of guys hear it from women. Have you ever heard a woman say, just be yourself, or I'm looking for a guy who can just be himself? Have you ever heard that?
All the time.
All right. I'm gonna let you get a shot. So what does that mean?
So, well, I think we said it in the last video. We had a session yesterday for about 2 hours, and what happened was Mike got me to the state of being completely open, and you just feel more at home there. You feel comfortable. You're more in tune with everything. You feel like you can walk up to any person, girl, guy, or have any kind of social interaction. Walk into a business meeting and just own the place.
All right.
You feel so centered.
Speak up a little bit more, just in case.
So you just feel so grounded and powerful. You can literally go to any place, go to any person, and just talk freely and not have any type of anxiety or think about what you're gonna say next. Interaction just flows, and you feel more yourself, and you can have that feeling all the time because when I left and I went to work and I was still very relaxed, and even when I went home last night,
right,
I was very relaxed. So.
All right. So would you say that it gives you a feeling and experience in life like it's just smooth?
Yeah, everything just runs together. It flows perfectly.
All right, for all you NLP buffs, I just did an anchor, and if you were tuned in, you would have caught that, but not too many people are that tuned in. All right, so let me talk about being yourself and what it means to a woman, okay? But before that, let me ask you a question. So you describe, well, what does that mean, right? What does it mean to be in tune in your own way? Number two, why is it so important for a woman? Why does she want you to be yourself? What does it do for her?
If you're comfortable, then she's going to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, she's not going to be comfortable. So, and that goes with not just women, but people in general. When you're weird or strange or a little awkward, people can feel that,
right.
And especially women. So, when you walk up to somebody and you're completely relaxed, they're going to feel you and they're going to get relaxed. And you don't have to do anything. They'll just come over to your side because you're just like that all the time.
Right. So, all right, but you remember how you felt yesterday? So you're in a pretty good state right now, too, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I want to say smooth. Does it kind of bring you back now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that feeling of just being open, do you understand why that would make a woman feel comfortable and feel really good when just by being or interacting with you, just by being around you?
Because I feel good. I feel comfortable. Open, relaxed, aware, everything. You feel more present all the time. You're not up in your thoughts. So, You're just chilling.
You're not thinking. Would you say that completely shuts off and goes away?
Yeah.
And you're just in the moment?
Yeah, you can hear, you're paying attention to a lot more things, but it comes naturally. You're not trying to pay attention to everything. It just sort of comes to you.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're opening up to our right brain and we're dropping inside and we're just here. We're not thinking. We're not trying to do anything. By the way, that's a very male brain thing. The male brain wants to think. It wants to do. It wants to grab. It wants to steer. It wants to push the gas pedal. What I'm teaching you to do is let it go. Completely let it go. And when you do that, man, all of a sudden, like, you started hearing the fish tank, didn't you? You start hearing very subtle noises. Because we were sitting on the other end of the room, like, you hear the fish tank now. He's like, how did you know that? That's another story. I'm not going to get into that right now. But wasn't that cool that I could tell, like, immediately, like, the moment you noticed the fish tank, you could hear it. For the first time, I said, you can hear the fish tank now, huh?
Yeah, that actually happened twice, and you could tell every time.
Yeah. Every time we tune back in, and because we're way over there, and this is actually, I don't know if it's even picking up on the microphone, but you can barely hear it over there. But when you get tuned in, I mean, we could be talking while I'm doing it, and all of a sudden it's like, what you're doing is you're opening up your system, and now you can hear, see, feel, and smell everything around you. And that's what they mean by being in the present moment. This is what women mean when they say, I'm looking for a guy who can be himself inside, in tuned. Women, and a lot of guys are like, I never noticed that. Like, have you ever heard women say, looking for a guy who's in tune, or himself, or self-aware? That literally means self-aware of your body. In other words, you're feeling like, so if there's someone over there laser beaming you, like giving you a messed up look or angry, or even if they're not looking at you, but there's like an angry vibe, your body picks up on that. And you can sense, like, whoa, what the hell? Now, ladies, if you're wondering why am I saying this, a lot of guys are so left brain, this is a foreign concept. Like, what are you talking about? I never experienced that. Well, yeah, because you're in your left brain, you're locked. You literally got the thick steel walls or lead walls up, and you can't tune in. So if you open those gates and tune back in, what you're doing when you go farther into the right brain is you're tuning into your five senses. Now all of a sudden you have heightened awareness, okay? Even a minor heightened awareness is better, but the more heightened your awareness is, it triggers her mating system. It makes her want to be with you. Because our mating system is looking for a guy who has self-awareness. Because as I said in my other videos, your body is your radar system. If you're not tuned in to what your body's picking up, you're not aware of danger. You're not aware of opportunity. This is why some guys get ahead and some guys don't. All right. I was going to mention something about, the standard pickup artist courses. All right. Do you see the difference in the sense that I'm not saying, okay, technique 1, technique 2, technique 3, technique 4. Did I ever do that?
No, and frankly, that just gets tiring when you got to go out. You got to go out and you want to meet a girl and you got to do step 1, 2, 3, and 4. It just gets tiring after a while, man. You'd rather just be more natural.
It kind of kills the whole experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm at work and I have to step 1, step 2, opener number 2, opener number 3. Oh, now I got to do this. Oh, now it's like you're stuck in your fucking logical brain, and that's what's blowing it. And that's what I've been trying to tell you in my videos. Look, her mating system is connected to her right brain's communication center. This is the open brain, the internal brain, the self-aware brain. Mother Nature played a trick on guys, and she did it on purpose. For the guy who can figure out how to stop thinking and open up to his right brain, instantly triggers her mating system. Because that is one of the things, one of the main, actually that is what her mating system's looking for. I'm doing this because it's in the smaller reptilian brain on the brainstem, on the lower part of the brain. And not the left or right hemisphere. So her mating system is there, and it connects to the right brain's communication system, including body language. So when you're like you were yesterday, her eyes pick up on like, whoa, that's right. Because when you're in your right brain, your body softens, your breathing gets softer and deeper, your movements are more natural versus herky-jerky and doing this and pointing. And guys, if you pointed at a girl, you just turned her off. Because what you're doing is you're sucking her over into her logical left brain, which disconnects her from her mating system. Don't do that. A lot of guys will go to dinner and they'll pay for all this expensive stuff and $100 tab, $50, $60, alcohol tab. Then they take her out to movies or dancing. They pay for $100, $200 worth of drinks. And she goes, oh, I got a headache because you've been Mr. Linear the whole time and you're trying to be logical. A lot of guys are like, well, what do I do other than that? Take my course. I'll teach you how to not to open up inside to your right brain, and then I'll teach you how to communicate in the right brain way. When you learn how to do that, women will flock to you. This isn't an ego trip. This is something to learn. In fact, did anything we do yesterday have anything to do with ego at all?
No.
Would you say it was literally about the opposite of that?
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
So,
A little louder.
I guess really the only thing to say right now is that you gotta give Mike a call. It's gonna change your life for sure. And when you were talking about a friend of yours who did it and he just wouldn't get enough of it. It's kind of like that. You just
he kept coming back. He's like, I want to do it again. I want to do it again. Yeah, it's like a drug.
It's like you just want more of it.
It's like a happy drug.
All the time, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you want to be there all the time. And just being around Mike just gets you there faster. You might try this, that, or the other thing to get there.
It would take you years, decades.
Yeah.
Literally. It would take you at least a decade. I mean, I've seen people that have meditated for 10 years, who have done energy healing for 10 years, who've done hypnosis for 10 years. They're stuck in their forehead and they don't know how to get there. Very few people know how to help you open up to what this power is. And do you understand now how it gives you and why it gives you social power?
Yeah. You're just so solid. Everybody just comes to you. And you actually, I think I already said this in a previous video or this one, where you feel like things are just coming toward you and you're just, boom, right in the center of it.
Right. So I think that's pretty much it. If you think this is just a pickup artist course, believe it or not, this is not a pickup artist course. Fortunately, it makes it really easy to pick up on women. It's like they just flock to you. And the other thing is you're literally speaking their language, which triggers their mating system again. So you're doing two things. There's more, actually, technically three. You're doing three core things that make it go boom, boom, boom. And she's like, wow, this guy, I feel good. There's, you know what? I'm not even going to talk anymore. There's nothing, I talk for hours.
That's about it.
Yeah, everyone, Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, if you want to catch a clue, even though people have been emailing me, calling me. In the last video, I told you I had a guy fly out from Ireland. And when you said Ireland yesterday, what did you think I said yesterday?
East Coast.
No, I said Ireland, from across the ocean, the UK. He read my book and he was so impressed. This is a guy with his master's degrees. And I think he was making over $250,000 a year. And he was so impressed by my book, he flew all the way out here and did a five day in a row course, a one-on-one. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at Mike Kollin. If you really want to learn how to meet women, save your marriage, make your wife happy, make her feel good, take this course. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.